Testing. Nothing. Nothing.
It is.
Testing. Are the phones down? Oh, it's the phone. Headphones were turned down all the way. Okay, I can hear. I can hear myself now. Okay. Stay tuned for Beavercreek High School hockey. Running a little bit late tonight. The league played before the game, just getting over with, so they're going to run the Zamboni to resurface the ice, and then coming up will be the Beavers against the Talawanda Braves on Military Appreciation Night at the Kettering Ice Arena. So stay tuned. We'll be back here in a few minutes to start tonight's broadcast. Stay with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Military Appreciation Night here at the Beavercreek Hockey. Tonight we're going to do a re-enlistment ceremony for Senior Airman Nate Lawson. Senior Airman Lawson is medic in the United States Air Force and an assistant coach for Beavercreek High School hockey team. Presiding officer for today's ceremony is Brigadier General Greg Government, United States Air Force, retired. The oath of enlisted members reads, I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice, so help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand while the oath is administered.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen, as assistant coach Nate Lawson is going to be re-inducted into the United States Air Force by coach and former Brigadier General, retired Brigadier General Greg Government. There's a retired Brigadier General, one-star Brigadier General Greg Gutterman, and head coach of the Beavercreek Beavers, re-enlisting assistant coach Nate Lawson on Military Appreciation Night here at the Kettering Ice Arena. We welcome you once again to another edition of Beavercreek Beavers hockey. Tonight, the Beavers, a tall task, coming off of a thrilling, heart-stopping overtime win over the Alder Knights last Saturday night, scoring 4 unanswered goals in the second half of the third period to tie the game, and then to win it in overtime. That was a thriller, and tonight they have, like I say, a tall task as the Talawanda Braves come to town. Talawanda coming in with a record of 18-2-1, while the Beavers come in at 11-5-1. The Talawanda Braves are led by Reed Benamati. Benamati with 20 goals on the season. He is followed by Grady Holmes with 18 goals. Ben Schreider with 17. And Jake Tyree with 14. Those are the high goal scorers of the season for Talawanda. Meanwhile, for the Beavercreek Beavers, team captain and senior center iceman Cole Gutterman leads all scorers in this game, coming into tonight with 27 goals on the season. Thomas Bush has 21. Riley Hansen has 14. And defenseman Alex Folga has 7 goals on the season. And those are really the players to watch tonight, the top scorers for each team. Mentioned it's Military Appreciation Night. We will have a special guest this evening who will do a ceremonial puck drop. The commandant of the Air Force Institute of Technology is going to come out. Colonel Dr. Paul Cotolesso, I beg your pardon, Cotolesso is going to come out and do a ceremonial drop of the puck. We see the Beavers in their special khaki uniforms. And tonight the Talawanda Braves will be in their white sweaters. Normally in high school hockey, we'll see the home team in their white sweaters, but tonight it'll be reversed because the Beavers are wearing the khaki military sweaters tonight with the black pants. My name is Kent Jacobs, along with engineer Jeff Duford. And again, we welcome you tonight to Beavercreek High School hockey on this fairly unseasonably warm Friday night, January 10th, 2020 contest. We've got close to a full house of rowdy Beavercreek fans across the way, and looks like they're doing some interacting with referee Bill Peck. Bill Peck doing some high-fiving over there. Bill, a 26-year veteran of high school hockey refereeing, retired state patrolman. As the teams come out for some pregame warm-ups, give us an opportunity to go over, flesh out some of the statistics coming into tonight's game. We've got full stats for the Beavercreek Beavers. I do appreciate Coach Zach Sens of Talawanda before the game setting his computer up so I could write down the stats and the rosters of his team coming in. For the Beavers, coached again by retired Brigadier General Greg Gutterman. We went over the goals scored, the top goal scorers. As far as assists for the season for the Beavers, the leader is Cole Gutterman with 22, and Braden Cox has 16 assists. Thomas Bush has 14. Riley Hansen has 10. Alex Folga has 9. Carson Cox has 8. So as far as overall points, you get 1 point for a goal, 1 point for an assist. The Beavercreek points leader so far this season, Cole Gutterman with 49, followed by Thomas Bush with 35, Riley Hansen 24, Alex Folga with 16, Nate Shivelbein has 10 points on the year, Carson Cox has 9, Owen Huff has 8, Asa Hebert has 8, and those are the point leaders for the Beavers so far this season. Mention this Talawanda outfit. Tops in the Southwest Ohio Hockey League this season. They have a perfect 5-0 record coming in. These two teams played earlier this season. What was the score? What was the score when Talawanda played them earlier this season? Remember? 42. And thanks to Jeff, it was a 4-2 win for Talawanda. So a very competitive game. That was played down at the Goggin Ice Arena at the campus of Miami University. Of course, Talawanda High School emanating from the Oxford area, so they take advantage of Miami University facilities down there. So this should be a thriller. Tonight, the Beavers trying to take revenge on that 4-2 defeat down in Oxford earlier this season, and should be brimming with confidence after that barn burner of a victory last weekend. A raucous comeback against Alter.
Versus the visiting Talawanda and your Beavercreek Beavers. At this time, we'd like to recognize all military members, past or present, in attendance tonight. Will military members and veterans please stand and be recognized?
Well, I appreciate it. I'll stand. I was in the U.S. Navy Reserve. As the crowd gives a hand to all members that have been members of the United States military.
Will the skaters please take 2 strides forward to be recognized? And starting lineup for the visiting Talawanda Braves.
Now they're going to give the PA address. We'll give the
Jack Tincher. At the bench number 20, Jack Stevens.
introduced as Jack Tincher, along with Jack Stevens. They call them the Jack and Jack Show because they've only given up 2 goals all season while they've been on the ice as defensemen together. They played together since they were peewees. There's Beninati, the top scorer. Goaltender tonight, Daniel Emenacker.
And goalie number 4, Thomas Bush.
There's Thomas Bush being introduced by the PA, starting for Beavercreek, Asa Hebert, Cole Gutterman, senior center iceman, team captain, Alex Folga,
At the bench number 15, Braden Cox.
and Braden Cox.
Joe Portis.
Joe Bortis will be in goal tonight for Beavercreek.
And the Western Beavercreek Beavers. We are tonight to have the Beavercreek High School Junior ROTC Color Guard, who will be presenting our nation's colors at tonight's game. Additionally, we are honored to have Airman First Class Milan Smart from the Air Force Band of Flight singing the national anthem. Please rise, face the Beavercreek Color Guard, and
Stand by
for the presentation colors and the singing of our national anthem.
for the national anthem colors provided by the U.S. Air Force.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose rush tides and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and around in their the lovebirds singing and getting through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Very nice rendition of the national anthem And the U.S. Air Force Color Guard now marching off. I didn't catch the name of the young lady, the young airman that sang that for us. Now here is
a Navy captain stationed at Wright Patterson Air Force Base. For Talawanda, we have sophomore right wing Luke West Poley, whose father Sean Poley served in the Air Force for 6.5 years
now
as a computer operator.
Ceremonial drop of the puck by Colonel Dr. Paul Cotalesso, the director of the and commander of the Air Force Institute of Technology. Alex Folga and Luke West Poley for Talawanda. As ceremonial drop of the puck, Alex has a word with the Colonel. We appreciate Colonel Dr. Paul Cotalesso coming out and performing that ceremonial puck drop for us to start the game tonight on Military Appreciation Night at the Kettering Ice Arena. Again, goaltenders for tonight for the Talawanda Braves, Daniel Emenacker. Emenacker, 12-2-1 by way of a record this season. 12 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie with a goals against average 2.35. While for the Beavers, Joe Bordas in goal tonight. Joe with a record of 4 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie with an even 2 goals against average and a save percentage of .882. This should be a good one tonight. Beavers will have to be at the top of their game to knock off this high-flying Talawanda group. Beavers again in the khaki sweaters, black trunks, orange trim. The Braves, white sweaters, red trunks, blue trim. Referees tonight, Bill Peck, Mike Geckler. Puck is dropped, we're underway. For Talawanda, Stevens picks up the puck for Cameron. To Schreider, Ben Schreider. He slips and hits the ice. After it for the Braves. Trying to center it, but it flips up into the net and they'll stop it for a face-off. We'll play 15-minute periods. Ben Schreider takes the face-off against Gutterman. From the draw, puck poke checked away. Schreider tied up in the corner. Loose puck, Folga flips it ahead. Bush chips it to center ice. Back is Tinscher. Touch pass, intercepted, flicked down the ice by Gutterman. Jack Stevens ahead for Benamati. Benamati to Getz. Getz poke checked away. Tinscher picks it back up. Pass for Cameron. Brendan Cameron ties up along the boards. Now Anzano coming away for Talawanda. Anzano had his poke checked away. Just underway, no score. James Anzano. Anzano tied up along the near boards. Coming away with it, Grady Holmes. Grady Holmes pass off the skate of Monson. Picked up by Folga, he'll dump it in. Tinscher wraps it down the ice, it's off a stick, icing waved off, it comes on goal to Bordas, and he will cover it up for a face-off. Geshin, Tyree, West Poley on the ice along with Getz and Anzano for Talawanda. From the face-off in the Beavercreek zone. Bush trying to tip it out. Now back they come the other way. Here come the Beavers. Long shot. Blocker saved by Emma Knacker. Back is Geshen. Geshen has it sweep checked away. Getz will dump it back in for Talawanda. Loose puck in the corner. Folga down on his knees trying to shovel it forward. Braves hold it in. There is Tyree. Tyree to West Poley. Back for Getz. Shot off a stick. Back come the Beavers, and there's a penalty. Right away, delayed penalty. Gutterman tried to split the defense. He was knocked down, and there's going to be a tripping minor against the Talawanda Braves. The guilty party is James Anzano. Anzano will go to the penalty box for 2 minutes. Big chance for the Beavers to try to get on the board first to make a statement in this one. Gutterman's line back out first on this power play chance, but the puck is swept down the ice. After it, Cox. Pass off a stick, stolen away. And the Braves will circle back instead of trying to make something happen short-handed in the Beavercreek zone. Gutterman will set things up. Pass ahead behind of Riley Hansen. He picks it up, pass ahead of Gutterman. Picked up by Tincher. Tincher will dump it in. Again, when Tincher and Stevens are a tandem, a defense tandem on the ice, I was told that they have only given up 2 goals all season. So the Beavers trying to break into that category. Here's Bush. He trips up, goes down as he tried to move in. Puck tipped away. After it for the Beavers is Braden Cox. He beats Ben Schreider the puck. Puck stripped away by Talawanda's Schreider. Right wing, Ben Schreider. 45 seconds left in the Beavercreek power play chance. Holmes for Talawanda. Controls in his own zone. He'll flip it down the ice, actually on goal. Bordis plays it, cutting in. Cameron trying to get a play on the rebound of that long shot, but the Beavers able to clear it away, but not out of the zone. Now Folga after it. Folga for Beavercreek. The Beavers trying to get a scoring chance off on this power play. Holmes is able to take the puck away at center and dump back in. Now Jake Getz will shoot it up to the Beavercreek line for Holmes. Shot, and it's kicked out by Bordis. The penalty's been killed off by Talawanda. Beavers clear it back down the ice. After it is Jack Stevens, and as he catches up to the puck, icing his whistle down on the Beavercreek Beavers. So very tight defense on that power play chance by the Braves. Now Parker Geshen takes the face off against Hansen. Trying to get a shot away was West Poley, but the Beavers come back. Here's Bush. Bush around Anzano. Along the far boards, Tyree takes the puck away. Tyree has it flipped to center. Beavers dump it back to the Brave zone. Geshen ships it out for Tyree. Across center, Jake Tyree. Looking to make a play. Tyree, top of the slot. Now Geshen pulls the trigger. Blocker save, knocked down by Joe Bordis. And the rebound is cleared for icing. Clock stopped with 9:27 to play in this opening period. We are scoreless. The Beavers had a power play chance but weren't able to get any good scoring opportunities. Now from the face-off, Stevens off his stick. He holds it in though. Into the corner now. Puck tipped away by the Beavers, and they're able to flip it to center ice. Martin was after it. It volleys back over to Joe Martin. He's taken down by 2 Talawanda Braves. Pass comes over to Stevens, flips ahead. Drop pass is off a stick. Beavers come back. Shivelbein bumped off the puck. Tincher flips it ahead for Beninati. Beninati has it bumped away from him. 8.5 to play in the period. James Anzano knocks it in. Centering pass. Beavers break that up and 2 Braves collide. There's a shot from the left point wide by Anzano. Anzano setting up again. Wrist shot. And it looked like it was off the glove of Bordas. And the Beavers flip it down. Chasing after it, Gutterman. And ridden into the boards. Gutterman centering, looking for Bush in front. Another player goes down for Talawanda. Braves set, save, rebound. Oh, and the Braves are able to carry out to center. Bush and Gutterman almost trying to hook up on a goal. As the puck is shot down right on, saved by Bordas. Midway through the first period. Talawanda's Holmes a wrist shot. Knocked down out of the air. Bordas has it down. And time is called. He knocked the puck down out of the big net, but it dropped right at his feet. And for a moment didn't know where it was. But he's able to cover and hold on for the face-off and keep the puck out of the net. Remains scoreless in this first period. From the draw, Monson fighting for it to Stevens. It's past his stick into center ice. Stevens chases it down, rink wide. Pass through the skates of Schreider. Now Monson drops it off for Beninati. He knocks it in. Playing it there for the Beavers, Cox. Cox up ahead, pass stolen away by Tyree. Tyree moves in, shoots, he scores! Jake Tyree stole the pass as the Beavers unable to clear the puck out. And for Tyree, his 15th goal of the season. Beavers a little careless with the puck in their own zone on that one, and Jake Tyree makes him pay on that sequence. He's able to fire a crisp wrist shot in past Bordas for a 1-0 lead for Talawanda. Picking it up in the Beaver zone is Tyree again, trying to kick it down with a skate. West Poley tips it in the corner. Now gets it back, flips in front, shot. Loose and it off a body in front and cleared the length of the rink, and it'll be an icing against the Beavers. Teams change with the stoppage. Beninati back on with Anzano, Ben Schreider, Cameron, and Getz for Talawanda. Riley Hansen on for the Beavers. Hard to see some of the shoulder numbers on those khaki sweaters. There's a shot off the draw, off a body in front, as Reed Beninati took a shot from the face-off. Martin can't clear it. Anzano holds in for Schreider. Centers, trying to chip it free. Was Shivelbein. Now it's held in at the left point by Getz. Behind the net now, Beninati. Beninati centers. A shot by West Poley is off a stick. And the Beavers flip down the ice. Hansen after it. But Anzano beat him to it. Martin trying to make a play on the puck, but now Brennan Cameron comes back. Brennan Cameron, rink wide. Benamati over for Schreider. Shot blocked. Back come the Beavers the other way. Thomas Bush. Bush checked off the puck by Stevens. And Tincher picks it up. Tincher ahead for Schreider, but the Beavers are able to clear the center ice. 5 minutes left in period number 1 with the Braves. Dangerous pass. Braves leading 1-0. Thomas Bush picks up the loose puck for the Beavers. Drops it off for Cox. Braden Cox dumps it in. The Braves come back the other way. Jack Stevens will slide it in. Trying to chase it down is Grady Holmes. Holmes checked into the boards. Beavers trying to get it out of there. Bush will dump it in. And that will result in an icing as the Beavers were trying to change on the fly, but instead it'll be a face-off back deep in the Beaver zone. Hansen along with Shivelbein up front. Braden Cox also on the ice for the Beavers. Parker Geshen will take the face-off for Talawanda. From the draw, Getz pass over for Tyree. Jake Tyree tied up. Puck skitters behind the Beavercreek goal. Picked up by Geshen. Geshen, Branzano, but pass is too far in front of him and it escapes to center ice. Beavers trying to come back. Puck dumped in. Anzano tips it ahead now for Tyree. Tyree circles his own goal for West Poley. West Poley to Geshen. Geshen over the Beavercreek line. Geshen drops it off in the corner and hits the ice. Puck centered. There's a whack at it by Tyree, and covering the puck is Bordas, and he'll hold on with 3.5 to go in the period. New lines on. It'll be Ben Schreider taking the face off to Benamati to Stevens. Stevens to Benamati. It's through his skates. Behind the net, Cameron. Cameron, now here's Stevens, right point. Drops it back off behind the net for Schreider. Now Cameron. Cameron. Pass behind the net, picked off. Puck tipped in front of the Beavercreek goal. Stolen by Cameron before it escapes the zone. There's a shot, tip for Cameron. He scores! Brennan Cameron. Again, the Beavers failing to clear the puck on that one. For Brennan Cameron, his 12th goal of the season. And the Braves take a 2-0 lead here in this first period. Ben Schreider against Hansen. Hansen wins the draw, but Benanati trying to steal a puck away, and they score! Benamati was chasing down the puck. Hansen won the faceoff, but the Braves took the puck away. We'll see if Benamati is the one that got credit on the goal, or whether it was Cameron with another one. And there's a timeout by the Beavers. They need to regroup. Hey, ref, who got that last goal? 14. So for Talawanda, Ben Schreider is credited with that goal. For Ben Schreider, his 18th goal of the season, so Tyree, Cameron, and Schreider we mentioned all of those young fellows before the game. Now the top two scorers for the Braves have not scored so far, Ben Amati and Holmes. But Coach Gutterman has got to kind of shake the fog out of the Beavers right now. They've kind of come out a little bit flat and also having trouble getting the puck out of their own zone. A couple of these goals were the result of failed clearing attempts. So they have to sharpen up the play to get back in this one. They trail 3-0 with under 3 minutes to go in the first period. Anzano lost it to Gutterman. Gutterman poke checked by Holmes. Loose puck Monson. Monson ridden into the bench boards by Gutterman. Holmes comes away with it. He's checked off the puck. Beavers can't clear it. Monson for Holmes. Holmes has it stripped away. Gutterman after it. He's poke checked. Bush had it chipped ahead. But the loose puck tracked down by James Anzano. 2:14 to go in the period. Back come the Braves. Pass by Wes Poley off a skate to Thomas Bush of Beavercreek. He'll slide it in and head to the bench on a line change. Anzano, pass off a stick. Beavers pick it off. Donahue will dump it in. Getz will pass it ahead for Geshin. Geshin rims it around for Luke West Poley. It's a hyphenated name, West Poley, P-O-L-E-Y. Beavers chip it down the ice. Icing should be, no, it's not waved off. Icing called with 1:33 to go in the period. It'll be Parker Geshin against, it looks like, Cole Gutterman in those khaki uniforms with the dark numbers. I can't tell the sleeve numbers of the Beavers out there. Thomas Bush picks up the puck, races across center, trying to beat Stevens to it. Stevens. Bush trying a backward pass in front. But the pass is behind his teammate. Now back comes Jack Tyree. Tyree is going to try to work it through himself, but lost the handle of the puck. Stevens right point. He bangs it off the boards, but the Beavers tip it out, but not out of the zone. Now carrying to center was Bush. Poke checked away, less than a minute to go in the period. There's Jack Stevens over the line, pulls the trigger. Save by Bordas. Rebound. Schreider. Pass off a stick. Schreider still after it. Now puck behind the net for Cameron. Trying to center. Oh my goodness gracious. Bordas was down, but the Braves unable to sweep it in. Bordas had covered one post. The puck came loose. Here's Cameron centering off a stick. Shot. They score! I believe it's Ben Schreider with 12 seconds left in period number one. We'll see if Ben Schreider got is credited with the goal. It would be his second. What number, Bill? 7? Okay. So it's Max Kelly, his third of the season. And
Ben's in net.
huh?
Ben's in net.
So Ben Duford is in goal. I was just informed of that. So the period comes to a close. It's a rough one as the Beavers trail 4-0. Now Ben Duford in goal. Was that after the third one?
That was after the third one. So that fourth goal was on Ben.
Okay. So I didn't catch it earlier. After the third goal was scored by the Braves, Ben Duford replaced him in goal. We'll try to get shot numbers. They're going to favor the Braves. So a rough start. The Beavers' second game in a row, putting themselves in a deep hole. Last week they were able to shock the Alder Knights, coming from a 4-1 deficit midway through the third period, to tie the game and win it in overtime. They're going to need to tighten up on the defense and put a couple of goals in the net here in this second period in order to get back in this one. Goaltenders Daniel Emmenacher and Ben Dufour, they have a good-natured and sportsmanlike pat of the big mitts as they cross each other's path heading toward their respective creases. Grady Holmes is going to take the second period face-off. The Beavers now heading out. Hansen, Martin, Shivelbein up front. Folga, Braden Cox on the defense. Puck dropped. As we've got shots on goal, thanks to Jeff Duford. Braves 9-2 over the Beavers. There's a long shot from Holmes. That's a save by Duford as he knocked it down. Big Grady Holmes trying to get on the board. Big crowd we see across the way. Beaver fans looking for something to cheer about. In this one, Beavers need to try to keep the puck out of their own zone and settle down and get some shots on goal themselves in this second period. Grady Holmes wins the draw. Shot by Monson. Grant Monson was wide of the mark. Beavers clear, racing after it, Bush, but Monson beats him to it. Monson to Getz. Getz tied up by Bush. Picked up by Holmes. Grady Holmes trying to get around Thomas Bush. Pass to center, Monson. Touch pass, Schreider over the line. Schreider, Holmes. Holmes poke checked away. Holmes back with it in the corner. Holmes trying to set up in front. Beavers get it out of there. After it, Anzano, James Anzano, A-N-Z-A-N-O. Pass past Tyree down the ice, and that will result in an icing against the Talawanda Braves. My name's Kent Jacobs. We appreciate you joining us for tonight's game between the Talawanda Braves and the homestanding Beavercreek Beavers at the Kettering Ice Arena at the Kettering Recreation Complex on this Friday night. Riley Hansen wins the draw. Cox has it poke checked away to center ice. Braves pick it back up. Pass it center off a stick of Hansen. He'll dump it back in. Tinscher of Talawanda picks the puck up. Pass off a stick. Wes Poley after it. Puck chipped up high. Beavers trying to knock it down and get a shot away, but the puck comes to center and they have to circle back. Nate Shivelbein, who scored one of the big comeback goals last Saturday night. Pass back for Braden Cox. Shot and trying to get a tip on it. That's a nice play, nice strategy, but just wide of the mark. Jake Tyree lost it to Hansen. Hansen pulls the trigger. Now Tyree is able to clear off the boards to center ice. Carson Cox will dump it back in. The Braves whack it down the ice, or icing maybe to get a line change possibly. Jack Stevens just wound up and whaled it down the ice. And a new line comes on for the Talawanda Braves. Cole Gutterman takes the draw for the Beavers. From the face-off, it's Anzano, James Anzano. Emerging on the left wing. Rink-wide pass, too far in front of Cameron. He's going to try to chase it down. He hits the ice. Getz holds it in. Pass off a body picked up by Schreider. Schreider, slot, side of the net, centering. DeFord was down covering that post. Here is Cameron, Brennan Cameron. Drops the puck off for Schreider. He's tied up. Beavers trying to come back. Beninati trying to take the puck away. Reed Beninati. Beninati lost it. Braves gets trying to hold the puck in. Now Brennan Cameron, left wing circle. Into the corner. Behind the net. The puck comes free to the far boards. Beavers pick it up. Pass too far up over the stick of Bush and down the ice. And that will result in an icing against the Beavers. Make sure to visit the Dayton's Original Pizza Factory at 1101 Wayne Avenue for the best in pizza, subs, steak hoagies, salads, and desserts. Dayton's Original Pizza Factory on Wayne Avenue in Dayton. Shot from the draw, wide. Braves of Talawanda trying to add to a 4-0 lead. Puck flipped over the glass and out of play for a face-off. And since Talawanda shot it up over the glass, and they will take the face-off outside the Beavercreek zone. From the draw, Stevens for Talawanda. He'll circle back to his own blue line. Looking to set things up. Pass ahead for Holmes. He wasn't expecting the pass. Puck volleyed back over. Shivelbein tried to pick it up, but was unable to beat the Talawanda player to the puck. Puck chipped down. No icing. Picked up by Stevens. Drops it off to Tincher. Now up ahead, Holmes. Holmes for Monson. To Holmes, and he fans on a one-time tip in front. 10.5 to go in the period. 4-0 Talawanda. Back come the Beavers the other way. Owen Bush tips it in, then it's taken away by Anzano. He'll pull the trigger. It's off a body in front. Here's West Poli's shot. Pad save by Dufour. Puck flipped up high and onto the Talawanda bench. Almost caught by head coach Zach Sens. Face off deep in the Beavercreek zone. Geshin, Tyree, Luke West Poli up front for Talawanda. Getz and Anzano on the points. For the Beavers, Gutterman wins the draw. Geshin behind the net. Geshin trying to shake off a check to Getz. Left point, he carried it outside the blue line, but the ref didn't catch it. Let the Beavers retain possession for a moment. Getz, and I only say that because I'm looking right on top of the blue line here from our vantage point. I could see that puck clip over the blue line, but no harm done. Puck shot in behind the Talawanda goal. Puck centered. Puck loose in front. Top of the slot, but back comes Luke West Poli. West Poli with Tyree. He'll take the shot, and he shoots it wide. 9 minutes left in the period. Ben Schreider, shot off a stick. He didn't get good wood on it. Back comes Beavercreek the other way. Here comes Braden Cox. Shot steered away up over the glass off the big paddle stick of goaltender Daniel Emenacker. Emenacker has been a little lonely down there in the between the pipes for Talawanda. The Beavers need to put some pressure on. Braden Cox with a good wrist shot there, but from a bad angle, and Emenacker just flips it up over the glass. Cameron back for Talawanda, pass for Ben Enati. Back now for Cameron, in front, Cameron. And before it goes down, and he's able to cover with Brendan Cameron trying to get a whack at it and score another goal. He has one of the 4 Talawanda markers in this one. Ben Schreider back for Cameron. Right point, Stevens. Side of the net, Schreider. Schreider in the corner. Pass for Cameron. Cameron. Drop pass. Schreider. Return pass off a stick. Beavers are able to flip it out of there. Tincher for Benamati. Reed Benamati. Leading scorer for the Braves. Now gets left point. Flips it in front. A tip by Schreider is up over the crossbar high. Stevens whacks it in around the boards to the near corner. Cameron after it. Cameron trying to whack it in. He scores! Brennan Cameron with his second goal of the game, and for Brennan Cameron, his 13th goal of the season. And the Talawanda Braves showing why they've won 18 of their 21 games this season. Leading 5-0. The Beavers played them tough down in Miami, down in Oxford, I should say. Playing them to a 4-2 Talawanda win, and obviously tightly played. This one, not so much at this point, but the Beavers have time. They have 1.5 periods to try to get back in it. They did it last week against Alter. They got to put a couple of goals on the board in this second period. They don't want to be trailing by 5 headed to the third, because that ain't going to happen. Picked up by Enzano. Drops it off for Getz. Now to Holmes. Grady Holmes fires. And a wrist shot saved by Ben Duford, sophomore netminder, who's in relief of starter Joe Borders, who gave up 3 goals in the first period. Duford's given up 2, one in the right at the end of the first period and here in the second. Schimmelbein, Hansen, Martin on the ice for the Beavers. Geshen takes the face off for Talawanda. Tyree trying to kick it ahead. Beavers take it away. Shot to center. There's that pesky Jack Stevens. Boy, he's a bulldog out there on defense. I can see right now they call it the Jack and Jack show. Jack Stevens and his Jack Tincher, 2 defensemen that have played very tightly. And the Beavers, I liked when a few minutes ago the Beavers tried to get a tip. And it almost worked. That's the type of goals they're going to have to try to get, the sneaky goals. Try to hang around the net, put a shot on net, and just have some guys sneaking around in front for a stuff in or stand in front. stand in front for a tip like that. That's what they need to do. Here's Walter's shot. Save. That puck was tipped. That shot by Eli Walter was tipped, but right up into the pad of Duford. Then Schreider from the face-off. Beavers trying to carry out. Here is Gutterman. Gutterman checked. Loose puck, Bush. Bush around a defender. Bush trying to work in front. Bush taken down. Shot! And it's off the glove of Emmenacker and up over the glass into the netting. Thomas Bush trying to make something happen. Was wrestled down to the ice. Trying to cut in between two Talawanda Braves. Speaking of Bulldogs, that's Thomas Bush. He was an integral part of that momentous comeback last week against Alter, scoring the game winner and another goal on that night. He's ridden into the boards hard by big James Anzano. Bush shakes it off, gets up. Brennan Cameron, who scored twice tonight, drops it off for Schreider. Then Schreider has it stripped away, but cleared not out. Whack at it high from the stick of James Anzano. Now Bird to Cameron. Cameron wrestled down by Folga. Loose puck, big Grady Holmes trying to get a whack at it. Holmes unable to pick up the puck. Beavers clear down the ice, and that will result in an icing violation. And the clock stopped. 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. Beavers need to get on the board. Down 5-0. Riley Hansen for the Beavers taking the face off against Grady Holmes. Cameron looking for a hat trick. His shot was blocked on defense. Nate Shivelbein will flip it in. Chasing it down for the Braves is Monson. Monson pass off a stick, gets it back. Monson trying to chip it to center ice. He's checked. Beavers keep it in. After it, Eli Walter. Eli Walter ridden into the boards. Beavers flip right on and able to catch the puck in midair was Daniel Emmenacker. And Emmenacker will hold on for the faceoff. Four minutes, 5 seconds left in period number 2. Good opportunity here for the Beavers to get on the board. Cox wraps it around. Braves trying to carry out. Geshen drops it in behind the Beavercreek net. Getz trying to hold it in the Beavercreek zone. Tyree has it. Jake Tyree has lost the puck behind him. Getz can't hold it in, and circling back is Anzano. Pass off a skate right back to him. Anzano for Geshen. It's off a body right back to Anzano. Loose puck almost tipped right in front of the Talawanda net. Beavers trying to hold it in. Chipping it ahead, but playing center field was Braden Cox to prevent a breakaway by Jake Tyree. Cole Gutterman carries over the line. Now shot by Bush. Pad save, rebound! Gutterman fans on the rebound. It hopped up over his stick. Now back Anzano. He's ridden into the boards hard. Tyree after it. Tyree. He's checked from behind. Puck centered in front. Now Tyree trying to flip it in front of the goal, but the Beavers carry out. Thomas Bush, shot off a stick wide. 2.5 to go in the period. Jack Tincher, pass up ahead for Luke West-Poley. Beavers are able to flip it back in the Talawanda zone. But now Cameron picks it up at center. Cameron moving in. He's got Schreider in front, but is checked into the boards. Schreider and Cameron. Cameron comes out with it. But check that, Schreider came away with it. Now Stevens to Schreider. Schreider pass broken up. Jack Stevens could hold it in. Now Schreider does. He's trying to center it right to the side of the net for Cameron. But that pass broken up. Beavers trying to tighten up the defense in front of Ben Duford. Puck carries in right on goal, and Daniel Emenacker will cover right there. Here on Military Appreciation Night at the Kettering Ice Arena. We're pleased to say that Coach Nate Lawson will be available for an interview here at the intermission between the second and third periods. He, of course, had his ceremony re-upping for another tour in the U.S. Air Force. As ice offside is called at the Beavercreek blue line, ice offside on Talawanda. He was given the oath by Beavers coach and retired Air Force Brigadier General Greg Gutterman. There's Holmes centering in front for Kelly, but able to cover is Ben Duford before Max Kelly can get a stick on it. Kelly scored earlier. 5-0, Braves lead it. Stevens and Walter back on for Talawanda. From the face-off deep in the Beavercreek zone. 1 minute left in the second period. Max Kelly. Max Kelly tied up. Schreider, Andrew Schreider for Holmes. Holmes tied up along the far boards. Beavers trying to get it out of their own zone. It's picked up by Jack Stevens for Eli Walter. Walter to Andrew Schreider, but it's past him and down the ice. Icing on the Talawanda Braves. With 34 seconds to go in the period. Reminding you to visit Voss Toyota at Heller Road on Route 35 for any new or used vehicle. Voss Toyota. See Tom Cotterman, general manager. Tincher from the draw. Jack Tincher cutting across center ice. Tincher drops it off. Big shot, pad save off the stick of Tyree. Duford the save. Puck cleared. Here's Thomas Bush. Bush picks it up. He's looking in front for Shivelbein. Now shot, save. Oh, and another centering pass off a skate. Best scoring chance of the night right there for the Beavers as the period comes to a close. After two at the Kettering Ice Arena, it's the Talawanda Braves, the visitors, leading the homestanding Beavercreek Beavers by a score of 5-0. They scored 4 in the first, just 1 here in the second. I mentioned we will have guest, newly re-inducted U.S. Air Force member. I don't know his rank. We'll find that out when he comes up here. But Nate Lawson, assistant coach of the Beavers, will be up here to speak to us. going over the scoring. For the Talawanda Braves, it's been Brennan Cameron with 2 goals tonight, his 12th and 13th of the season. Also Ben Schreider with his 18th, Jake Tyree his 15th, and Max Kelly scored his 3rd goal of the season. The Beavers have yet to get on the board in this one. I'm sure Coach Gutterman is going to have some advice for them coming out for this 3rd period while we wait for assistant coach Lawson. We can talk for a few minutes about some of the other sponsors of Beavercreek hockey this season. JJR Solutions at East 3rd Street. They provide technical and project management for all over the country, all over across the United States. They're a veteran-owned small business. That's JJR Solutions, project management solutions for businesses across the country. Also, the Perduco Group of Beavercreek.
Pickup winner is number 281.
Perduco Group, solving your toughest business problems by helping you make better data-informed decisions, with offices all over the U.S., but headquartered right here in Beavercreek, the Perduco Group. Also Milano's Pizza Subs and Taps on Fairfield Road at the Fairfield Road and Kemp Road intersection. Milano's Pizza and Subs. And we're pleased to be joined by a newly re-inducted member of the U.S. Air Force, assistant coach Nate Lawson. And Nate, again, congratulations on your re-induction by retired Brigadier General Greg Gutterman.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. It's truly an honor to be able to do this on the ice and in front of the boys and the team. I've been this is my 2nd year coaching for the Beavercreek, and these boys have become more like family, and I'm glad I got to share a good portion of my career with them.
Now, what is your current rank in the Air Force?
Currently, I'm senior airman. So not too high on the totem pole.
That's all right. And what is your occupation going to be in the Air Force?
So currently I'm an IDMT medic by trade. So mostly just see patients and treat accordingly while we're here in garrison. And then, when we get deployed, go overseas, there's a little bit more to it. But all in all, just medical it's my job.
Have you been in, how long, 4 years so far?
Almost 4 years. We're creeping up on 4 years, yeah, but I've been a medic for about 8 years.
And how many places have you been to?
I've been to here at Ripat. I've been to Texas. That's where I did most of my time, and that's pretty much it. Waiting currently now on orders. Hopefully head down, to Florida, see where the Air Force takes me,
Not a bad time of year to head down to Florida. Yeah. Now, when do you head down there?
Waiting on the final word. It's supposed to be this month, but haven't gotten the word yet. So probably next couple of months, I would say. We'll just see what the commander sends down.
You think you'll be able to get involved in any hockey activities down there?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. So, the first thing I'm going to look into is hockey once I get down there. Get established and everything, and start working, and then I'm gonna look for the nearest ice rink that I can get on.
And what do you think are your biggest takeaways from your 2 years of being assistant coach for the Beavers? What have you grown personally by being an assistant coach to these young guys?
Oh yeah, of course. sometimes I feel like I'm the selfish one. I'm using this to get on the ice, learn more about hockey, and these guys are teaching me things that I never got to learn in high school, or at least I didn't pay attention to as that well. But these guys are awesome. They definitely taught me a great deal in patience. That's for sure. Patience, understanding, and then overall just looking at the bigger picture. I think definitely as a player, I didn't realize how much goes on that the coach is responsible for, and I'm definitely realizing that. And I mean, I couldn't imagine being in General Gutterman's shoes right now. I mean, this is his team, and he takes it to heart. And I mean, he sees a lot more than I do. I don't know how he sees some of this stuff.
Now, I know when we first chatted earlier in the season, we went over this, but if you would again, what is your background in hockey as far as where you played, where you grew up?
So I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I played there since I was 5. I know I get it a lot being in the desert, playing ice hockey. It's kind of unheard of, but it was actually pretty common growing up there. So I played pretty much house league and rink leagues up until I played high school. Then I played high school hockey, and then after that, I joined the Air Force, and I've been playing beer leagues and men's leagues, and they got a couple of DoD military leagues that I play into as well. So that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing really too serious. Mostly I just do it for fun.
Now, how old were you when you first started?
When I first started playing hockey, I was 5. First started skating, and then I think it was like 6 or 7-ish is when, was actually starting to get really into it and start playing with leagues and stuff like that.
The high school hockey scene in Arizona, you say, is vibrant?
It wasn't as vibrant as it is now. Back when I was playing in high school, I had to go to a different high school just to play. They allowed us to play at the different high school, but in my area there was like 5 different schools and only one had a hockey team. So all those schools pretty much played for that team, and even then, we were short some guys, but
that's kind of like we have our Dayton Stealth and some of these Kentucky teams we've played, where they pool some players together.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like those Kentucky teams, they take all of the kids from that one, for that one team from all in that area in Kentucky. So that's pretty much exactly what it is. But now there's a lot more teams back home that have their own high school hockey team, because I think more kids are getting into it, and it's becoming more popular, I think.
Well, since the Coyotes went down there, that's probably generated some interest. The Arizona, formerly Phoenix Coyotes.
Oh yeah, especially since they moved from Glendale. The Coyotes right now, they're having a great season. I know they're kind of on a losing streak right now, but with the new induction of our new trade, Halsey, he's in there. We should expect to have a decent rest of the season. Hopefully make it to the Cup, and I've always wanted to see Arizona hoist the Cup one of these days, but it's either this year, it'll probably most likely be next year, and I'll be rooting for them all the way.
I'm a St. Louis Blues fan. You can see from my hat. I've been a Blues fan for 40 years. I picked them up on the radio in 1979, and they never won anything. And of course, last season I got to see them do that. So hopefully it won't be 40 years for you.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be. I mean, I'm already on like 20 being a Coyotes fan, so I'd hate to go another 20 years to see them actually hoist the Cup up. But yeah, Blues definitely had it out, and they had a good season last year, and it's good for them.
And getting back to your Air Force career, do you anticipate making it a full career, going the full, was it 20-year hitch?
Yes, definitely. So I would definitely like to make it a career. With my job now, I'm a few credits shy to start applying for PA school, so that's going to be the end goal, and then hopefully finish out the rest of my career, hopefully as a commissioned officer, like Greg Gutterman was. It's too good of a gig to pass up, and the military's treating me well, and I don't think I've gotten the full use out of it yet. There's still a lot that I want to do that they have to offer, and it's kind of just like a waiting game, just waiting to do it.
Well, I tell you what, getting into this game, what advice do you think Coach Gutterman is giving the guys, and what's kind of been a tough night so far?
definitely to play it cool a little bit. It seems like some of the plays are a little bit wound up. Definitely need to work on our turnovers, especially in the danger zone. So that would be in our defensive zone and the neutral zone. There's a couple of goals that responsible for those danger zone turnovers. All in all, we need to stop puck watching and watching the overall general picture of it. And I mean, these guys, they get a little bit. Sometimes you get a little bit too fired up and a little too angsty, and don't really realize the full effect of what's going on. But hopefully we should see a good turnout in the third period. They definitely did a lot better in the second than they did in the first, so hopefully it'll continue on in the third.
Yeah, I kind of discussed that during that first period. A couple of those goals kind of on failed clearing passes, didn't get out, kind of turnovers, like you say, in your own zone, and that's nothing but trouble.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, we're definitely playing up against a really good team. They know what they're doing. They're definitely skilled. It's just about reading and playing up to their level. We got to play smart hockey and, stop chasing the puck. And overall, just the biggest thing is just anticipating on what they're going to do with it and reading and reacting to that. I mean, that's hockey 101. So that definitely separates the boys from the men is, having that skill and ability.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, Nate, I guess we'll let you head back down, get ready for the third period. We appreciate you coming up here.
Right
Congratulations again on re-upping for the Air Force. It's been a pleasure having you with us this season.
It's a pleasure coming to talk to you.
Thanks. That's Assistant Coach Nate Lawson and Senior Airman Nate Lawson of the U.S. Air Force. He's getting ready to head down to Florida. I'm sure he's looking forward to the climate change, although it hasn't been as bad temperature-wise up here right now, except for the rainy mess. But we appreciate Nate coming up to join us. So 5-0, the Talawanda Braves lead the Beavers. We have any shots in the second period?
9-5.
9-5 for Talawanda. So for the game, 18-7 so far. Shots on goal, with the Braves leading score-wise 5-0. And we'll take a look as they finalize resurfacing the ice for this third period. A few more of our sponsors that we like to always give a shout out to. They make Beavercreek High School hockey possible. Of course, it's very expensive for ice time at the different rinks they play, and you have to pay for the referees, all the other things that go along with it, a lot of overhead. So some of our other fine sponsors are TJ Awards Company. They're located at 3792 Dayton Xenia Road, right in Beavercreek. If you need a trophy or a plaque or a ribbon or a medal for anything, whether it's your sports teams or your sales team at work or an office worker that's put in 20 years and they are going to receive some type of award, then head to TJ Awards Company, 3792 Dayton Xenia Road, for any of your award needs. Also, the Gallagher Tire and Auto Centers, located at Woodman Drive in Kettering and Brant Pike in Huber Heights. They'll take care of just about anything related to your car, whether it's tires, your AC, your heat, brakes, batteries, transmission, oil changes. They're full service car care facilities. Gallagher's Tire and Auto at Woodman Drive in Kettering and Brant Pike in Huber Heights. Also, Prime Electric. They will take care of any of your electrical needs, whether it's industrial or commercial or residential. They've been open for 15 years now. Prime Electric. Visit them or call them at 937-689-6515. That's Prime Electric. And mention all our sponsors that you appreciate them taking care of Beavercreek High School hockey for the season. Some of our other individual sponsors: Matt Belmonte, who's been involved in the local amateur hockey scene for many years. Also Joel Luker, the Shuttleworth family, and also Eric and Diane Sondergelt. We appreciate all of our sponsors this year for Beavercreek Beavers hockey, right here on the Beavercreek Varsity YouTube channel. So there we have it, the scoring 5-0 Talawanda. It's been all Braves from the beginning, although the second period only was a count of 1-0. Assistant Coach Lawson mentioned that, how the Beavers were able to tighten things up in the second period, but now they need to get on the board. And we'll see if they can do just that. And they need to get on the board early in this third period. Beavers wearing, of course, the khaki sweaters tonight for Military Appreciation Night. Referees Bill Peck and Mike Geckler are ready to go. Talawanda in the white sweaters, red trunks. Beavers khaki sweaters, black trunks. Ben Duford in net for Beavercreek in relief of starting goaltender Joe Bordas. And for the Braves, it's Daniel Amenacker. Coach of the Braves is Zach Sens. Coach of the Beavers, Greg Gutterman. Referee Geckler checking both goaltenders to make sure they're ready for the drop of the puck. Ben Schreider for Talawanda against Cole Gutterman. Gutterman wins the face-off to teammate Thomas Bush. His shot is plucked up on defense before it reaches the net. Gutterman in the corner, Bush. Bush back for Gutterman. Gutterman checked. Loose puck. We've seen a number of players hit the ice tonight. We mentioned it was a little bit warmer in here, so I don't know if the ice surface is a little more slippery than usual. Maybe if the temperature is just a little bit less cold, let's say, than it normally would be here in the rec center rink. There's a quick shot blocked on the fence by the Beavers, and back they come. Quick shot, pad save, rebound, loose for a moment. Trying to get a stick on that was Bush. Back is Schreider, has a pocket picked right away by Riley Hansen. But back is Reed Benamati. Benamati to Holmes, rink wide Cameron. Cameron looking for a hat trick. Cameron trying to stuff it in. Duford went down to break it up. Cameron still trying to get a whack at it. Now behind the net was Holmes. Holmes now for pass up ahead for Schreider, I should say, but it's taken away and cleared. Beavers change on the fly. Tincher will dump it in. Back Braden Cox. Braden Cox. Touch pass, gets it back, now to Bush. Bush to right wing. Bush over the line. Bush trying to shovel it ahead to Shivelbein. Braves are able to tick it to center for Grady Holmes. Grady Holmes, he's checked off the puck. Beavers trying to come back. It's Thomas Bush. Checked by Monson. For Walter, Eli Walter. Couldn't control the puck. Shot back in the Talawanda zone with 12:20 to go in this one. Luke West Poley. Pass intercepted by Shivelbein. He'll dump back to the Talawanda blue line. West Poley, Stevens, Tyree, over to Geshen. Geshen stick handles around a defender and flips it back right on goal. It's played by Duford, and he'll cover while Luke West-Foley was trying to sweep in for a chance at the loose puck. Parker Geshen from his own face-off to Tyree. Fans on the shot. Geshen picks it back up. And a pass for Getz eludes him and to center ice. Manzano for Geshen. Geshen to Tyree. Tyree tied up along the boards. Jake Tyree tries to move it in front. Picks it back up. Tyree centering for a shot by West-Foley, but he fanned on the centering pass. Now here's Tyree again. Ranzano for West-Foley. Ranzano. Shot from the right point, saved by Duford. Lined up now for West-Foley. His shot is blocked on defense, and back they come. West-Foley, as the Beavers change on the fly. There's Brennan Cameron. Drop pass stolen away by Schimmelbein of Beavercreek. There's a shot off a stick wide. 10.5 to go in this one. Shot by Carson Cox off a skate to neutralize Cameron after it. He's bumped off, and as Reed Benamati carries back in, it's offside on Talawanda at the Beavercreek blue line. Face off on the dot. Just outside the Beavercreek zone. Benamati wins the face-off for Cameron. Beavers Bush trying to flick it down the ice. Bird for Talawanda, lost it. Bush for Beavercreek, he dumps it in backhanded. Picked up by Eli Walter. Eli Walter now for Tincher. Tincher pass for Cameron off a stick. Benamati picks it up. Reed Benamati. Right wing pass, Cameron. Cameron over the line, sweep checked away by Alex Folga. Cameron picks it back up. Cameron trying to work around Bush. Puck comes loose, Gutterman has it. Cole Gutterman wraps it around. Puck tied up along the near boards. Cameron comes away with it. Centering, but there's Tincher, a shot. Pad save, rebound loose. And the Beavers are able to carry out. Dangerous chance. Now here's Gutterman. He has his stick interfered with by Tincher. Now a centering pass is too far in front, and the Beavers' pass is going awry and down the ice. Nice play on defense a moment ago by Tincher. Just lifting up the stick of Beaver captain Cole Gutterman as he tried to move in to make a centering pass. Puck held in by Asa Hebert. His pass for Donahue's through his skates. Beavers trying to get a scoring chance away. Hebert tripped up and hits the ice. Pass for Monson for Talawanda. Intercepted. Here come the Beavers the other way. Shot off the stick and up into the netting over the glass, and it'll result in a face-off. And very few scoring chances tonight for the Beavers. There's 7 shots on goal after 2 periods. And from the faceoff, Tyree tried to break out with it, but was unable to control the puck. Beavers come back. Bush drops it off. for Gutterman. Gutterman flips it for Bush, but it's broken up. There's a one-time chance up over the boards and another face-off. Thomas Bush a moment ago was right in the slot area and decided to pass it off for Gutterman, but I thought maybe Thomas should have just pulled the trigger. But he was trying to set Gutterman up at the side of the net. But that play was broken up. Here's Tyree. Tyree behind the net. He's got Alonzo in front. Anzano, I should say. Here's Anzano, a tip. Goes wide of the near post. Midway through this third period, here's Anzano, wrist shot, save, loose, and the rebound is kicked wide. Beavers trying to come back, but playing center field for the Braves was Jake Getz. Pass for Tyree off a stick. Gutterman has it stripped away by Cameron. Cameron over the line to Tyree. Tyree's broken up before he could get a shot away. Eli Walter for Jack Stevens. Jack Stevens headers it right, passes it in front, and they score. Jack Stevens with a rare defensive mistake. We mentioned how he and his point mate Jack Tincher are hardly ever scored on. We'll see who gets credit on the goal. As I believe that was knocked in by Jack Stevens. Accidentally ticked it in off the skates. And it's Cole Gutterman. Unassisted, as it was actually, I believe, knocked in by Jack Stevens. Cole Gutterman will take it. It's his 28th goal of the season. Beavers get on the board with 6:20 to play. Now trailing 5-1. I think Stevens lost track of the puck, or lost control of it, and then knocked it in off the skate of his own goaltender. But like I said, the Beavers will take it. And now a whistle. And a stoppage. And we'll have a face-off deep in the Beaver zone. Ben Schreider from the face-off to Cameron. He lost control of it. Schreider trying to pick it up. Beavers flick it to center. Stevens back after it. Bush trying to chase down the puck carrier. It's Jack Tincher. Puck shot on, save by Emenacker. Daniel Emenacker in goal for Talawanda. Ben Schreider lost control of the puck. Cameron picks it up. Pass for Anzano behind him. Icing waved off. Now back Anzano to Tincher. Benamati. Benamati can't control the puck. And a whistle. And we'll have a face-off on an offside. 5:16 to play in this one. Geshen up front with Holmes and Tyree for Talawanda. Anzano and Getz on defense. We wait for the Beavers to come out. It's Hansen and Shivelbein, and it was a penalty on the play. A penalty on the Beavers. I didn't catch. We'll see if the public address announces the penalty. I didn't see the signal or who went off. I thought there was a stoppage on a offside on that one. Loose puck gets Talawanda on a power play opportunity. Grady Holmes, he's knocked down off the boards. Anzano back to Holmes. He bangs it into the corner for Schreider. Schreider gets. Schreider moves in, shoots. And I don't know, possibly before got a piece of that with his blocker pad. Gets will control at the left point. Gets. Geshen. Gets. Fans on a centering pass. Beavers were able to flick it to center. Anzano after it. 50 seconds left in the Talawanda power play opportunity. They lead it 5-1. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game. There's a shot by Holmes, blocker save. Puck stays in play. Braves maintain possession. Here's Stevens. He's had Benamati behind him. He directs it behind the net for Holmes. Holmes. Benamati. Drops it off. Now gets it back. Benamati. Right point Stevens. Benamati pulls the trigger and it's broken up by Folga. Benamati gets it back. 5 seconds left in the power play. Benamati. Schreider. Schreider. Poke checked away, and the penalty's been killed off. With 3 minutes to go. Ben Schreider to Stevens. Pass off a stick. Schreider picks it up. Schreider moves in. Oh, he's trying to get it to Benamati. Too far in front of him. Back is Nate Shivelbein of Beavercreek. Shivelbein will knock it in behind the Talawanda net. Played by Hanson. Hanson goes down. So does another teammate. That leaves Cameron a chance to come back. Centering for Tincher, but it's just a little bit in front of him. Now Anzano. He'll center for Benamati for a tip, but it's wide. And icing will be whistled down on the Beavers. Well, 6 days after a monumental comeback, a thriller against the Alder Knights, Beavers unable to muster a comeback tonight. Just 2:18 to go, trailing by 4. I'll try to get on the board before this one's over with to gain some momentum going into the next game. There's Grant Monson, pass for Andrew Schreider. It's off a skate. Shivelbein will knock it in for Beavercreek in behind the Talawanda net. Monson picks it up. Give and go to Kelly. Alex Kelly tied up. Monson. Schreider. Andrew Schreider. Side of the net for Monson. Drops it off for Schreider. Schreider, a minute and a half to go. Lost it. Beavers trying to carry out. Puck cleared down the ice. And letting it go for icing is goaltender Daniel Emenacker. 1:22 to go. Face off deep in the Beavercreek zone to the right of goaltender Ben Duford. Joe Board has started. Had a tough first period, giving up 3 goals. Duford came in. He's given up 2 and basically 2 periods of play. Here's a chance for Beavercreek back the other way. Hanson after it. That's taken away by Jake Tyree. Tyree poke check away with 1 minute to go. Tincher swings and misses on a pass he was going to make ahead of him. Stevens picks it up, Jack Stevens. Pass for Tyree, they're in their own zone. Tyree, Stevens. Stevens trying to work around the Beavercreek player, Braden Cox. Pass off the stick of Bird. Picked up by Tyree. Tyree with 20 seconds to go. Puck squirts free. Beavers trying to get it out. It's picked up by Manzano, I should say, and it's left for him at the left point. His shot blocked on defense. Beavers are able to clear it out, and that's going to do it for this one as the Beavers carry out in their own zone to end this one. So the Beavers, a tough one tonight. They had a thriller last Saturday night. Shots on goal in this one in the third period. Talawanda outshoots the Beavers 4-3. The Beavers made things tighter the rest of the game as they trailed 4-0 after one, but then only lost the last two periods by a count of 1-0. Shots on goal for the game for Talawanda, 22 shots, and for the Beavers, 10. And winning goaltender today, Daniel Emenacker, and the loss goes to Joe Bordas. Bordas will drop to 4-4-1. Emenacker will go to 13-2-1. And after this one, the Talawanda Braves record now goes to 19-2-1. The Beavers drop to 11-6-1. So a 5-1 count. I miscalculated. The last two periods were tied due to that what I believe was a friendly fire goal, and I think Jack Stevens actually accidentally ticked it in off his goaltender. So actually it was a 5-1 final and a tie game after two periods, after the last two periods of play. So 4-0 after one at Talawanda, and then the two teams split the last two periods. So we expected this will be a tight game after what they played down in Oxford early in the season, which was a 4-2 Talawanda win. The Braves come out guns blazing in the first period with 4 goals, and they score 1 in the second and 1 in the third. So the final scoring of the game, Brennan Cameron had 2 goals, his 12th and 13th of the season, and for Ben Schreider, he scored his 18th, Jake Tyree his 15th, Max Kelly his 3rd. Those are the 5 goals for Talawanda. For Beavercreek, 1 goal, again credited to Cole Gutterman, probably the nearest Beavercreek player when that puck was knocked in behind goaltender Daniel Emenacker. So we're going to wrap things up in this one. The Beavers' next action will be coming up at the Columbus Academy in Easton. That's on Saturday, tomorrow. And then next weekend they'll be playing in the Ernfelt tournament in Strongsville. That's January 17th through the 20th. And then Wednesday afternoon game against Gahanna Lincoln at Nationwide Arena. We will not be webcasting those games, those road games. We will not be carrying those. Our next action here on the Beavercreek Varsity Hockey channel will be coming up 2 weeks from tomorrow, where the Beavers will be playing a Saturday night game on the 25th against the Mason Comets. That's going to be right here at the Kettering Ice Arena Saturday, the 25th of January at 10 o'clock in the evening. So the Beavers looking forward to having a good night that night and trying to rebound from this one, a tough one. Coming out for the game tonight, maybe a little bit of a hangover after the absolutely thrilling comeback against Alter, maybe coming out a little flat tonight. They turn things around and tie the game one apiece for the last two periods of the game, but the first period does the Beavers in tonight. So speaking now for engineer Jeff Duford, this is Kent Jacobs again reminding you the final score tonight. The Talawanda Braves defeat the Beavercreek Beavers 5-1, and we'd like to wish you good night and thank you for joining us tonight from the Kettering Ice Arena.